Hey guys, Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. I want to know a quick question, I think it's pretty easy. Have you ever asked why? Why is something like this? Why did you do something? Just why in general. I want to know. Drop a yes down below if you have. The reason I want to talk to you about this is because as I'm interviewing speakers for my upcoming event, Motivate Your Children to Succeed, Motivate Your Children to Succeed, it has come up multiple times, okay? So I want you to hear from the speakers. I want you to get to learn from these 15 different experts. All you've got to do is click the link in the description. Now, the reason I ask you if you ever asked why, the reason the speakers are talking about know your why is because once you know your why, it's easier to achieve your goals. Okay, it's easier to be successful once you know why you're doing something. You know, why do you want this? Why does it matter to you? You've got to be able to answer that question in order to form a plan to go about achieving that goal, to achieving that dream, to making that thing a reality. Now, before we move into the next part of the video, do you know we're streaming to Facebook and YouTube, so make sure you follow me on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube so you always catch these live videos. So, once you know what your why is, and if you want to know how to do that, that's something I talked about with a speaker today, but do know you can figure out your why with some effort, with some quality conversations, whether it's adults, whether it's kids, whether you guys have conversations together, but figure out what your why is, and then use that to help you determine what your goal is, okay? Because it could be you think that you really want X, but yet after you figure out why you really want X, it turns out you want Y instead, okay? Probably I shouldn't use Y, but Z instead. So just realize that your why is going to be the reason behind why you want what you want. And you might want something for reasons that really aren't your why, okay? So to make this easier for you to understand, so use myself as an example. I was valedictorian in high school. I had to do that. Like, that's just something I wanted, and that was my goal. My why behind that, why I wanted to be valedictorian, simply came down to, could I do it? And I wanted to test myself. I wanted to see if I could get those straight A's. And it also came down to the fact that my mom had been salutatorian, so not top of her class, but second from the top, or first runner-up, however you want to say it. And I had to beat her because I thought she was a worthy opponent. So she was my why, as was challenging myself. Okay. Now I can think of at least 2 speakers I've talked to about their whys in our interviews as we prepare for this upcoming interview series, Become Motivated to Study for Success, or as I've kind of renamed it, Motivate Your Children to Succeed. And still same idea. I just wanted to make sure parents that you guys know this is an awesome event for you, and students, you're more than welcome. But I know parents that you are the ones that will be kind of gathering the information and passing it on, maybe even watching these interviews with your kids. But just know that knowing your why is the first step in really deciding A, what your goal is, and B, how to make your goal happen. Because if you want something for a reason that really isn't in line with that goal, if it doesn't really kind of mesh in a way, if it's not really congruent is the word I'm trying to say, then no, it's not going to go as easily, as smoothly as you think to get there. You might be going a different direction than you really want to be going. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to join us for this interview series that starts in just a couple weeks. Click the link, provide your name and email, and you'll be all set to go. And you'll learn all about motivation, all about how to be successful, and how exactly that why matters to your motivation and to your success. Thanks so much.